We're making brown sugar pecan cookies today with a homemade brown sugar frosting. We've got pecans in the cookies, pecans on top, the perfect fall cookie. Grab your apron, grab your whisk, let's get started. First things first, we need 1 cup of softened butter, half a cup of sugar, and half a cup of packed brown sugar. We're gonna mix this until it's nice and creamy. I will have an ingredients list pop up on the screen towards the end of this video, so no need to write anything down. It's also in the description box below, along with the directions. Once it's nice and creamy, we're gonna add in 1 egg and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Mix, mix, mix. Go ahead and scrape that bowl if you need to. I did. Next goes in our dry ingredients. We need 2 cups of all-purpose flour, followed by half a teaspoon of baking soda and 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. Give that a good mix. Yes, I had to scrape the bowl again. Who's driving this mixer? Now for our nuts. We need half a cup of finely chopped pecans. I'm using this handy dandy nut grinder. It's got measurements down the side and has a finely or coarsely chopped setting on top. We're going with fine today. Unfortunately, my nut grinder is over 16 years old and I haven't been able to find this exact same model anywhere. I know some of you have asked me in other videos about it and where you can find one just like it. I do have a link in the description box, but it's not to this exact same one, although it is the same brand, just a different updated model. I hope that one is just as good as this one, if not better. And there's half a cup. Into the bowl it goes. Give that a quick spin in the bowl. Do you lick your beaters? I do. Of course I scrape off as much as I can, but you bet I lick them clean after. Alright, we're gonna scrape the bowl, get everything off the sides and to the middle of the bowl. I really don't want to, but this recipe says it has to go in the fridge for at least 30 minutes. I don't wanna, but I'm gonna. We're gonna cover it with some foil. I suppose cling wrap works too. Into the fridge for 30 minutes. Hardly seems long enough. And 2 hours later, whoops, this dough is probably really stiff. Maybe too stiff, let's see. Yep, that's pretty stiff. This is why I grumble all the time the recipe tells me to stick anything in the fridge to set or firm up a bit. Oh well, my fault for leaving it in that long anyway. Grab your cookie scooper and roll your dough into a ball. The recipe says you'll get about 36 cookies if you use a tablespoon size cookie scooper. Mine is about a tablespoon and a half. Using that, I got a total of 32 cookies, in case you were curious. Into the oven at 350 degrees for 10 to 12 minutes depending on your oven. Once all of your cookies are done baking and cooled, we can move on to the frosting. To a small pot on the stove over medium-high heat, we're going to add in 1 cup of packed brown sugar and half a cup of milk. We're going to continuously stir this until it starts to boil. We want it to boil for 3 minutes. Once the 3 minutes are up, take it off the stove and add in 1 tablespoon of butter, followed by 1.5 cups to 2 cups of powdered sugar. I started off with 1.5 cups and then added in that last half towards the end as I felt it wasn't thick enough and needed that extra half. I suggest using a whisk to mix in that powdered sugar. Now this frosting is going to set up fairly quickly. It does help to have everything ready to go before you start working on your frosting. So basically have your cookies on a cooling rack over some parchment paper to catch any frosting that rolls off the cookie. Once you're done mixing in that powdered sugar, grab a spoon and spoon on a dollop of frosting right into the center of each cookie. Then sprinkle on some more finely chopped pecans. I think it really helps to have a helper nearby so you can focus on just the frosting while your helper sprinkles on the nuts. If you find that your frosting is no longer pourable, you can reheat it on the stove for just like a few seconds and it will soften right back up so you can go back to pouring it smoothly. And here they are, looking very tasty. The frosting is nice and firm, perfect for stacking, but don't worry, it's still very easy to bite into. It's not like hard sugar cookie icing, it's soft frosting. Firm and dry to the touch so it doesn't stick to other cookies, but it still melts in your mouth. What a nice, soft, delicious fall-themed cookie. Here's that ingredients list. Thanks for watching, and if you like this video, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out, and I'll see you all in the next video.